Howdy, howdy. How's everybody doing? Oh, I don't want those overhead lights on. Hi. Oh, shiny, tiny, shiny crumb. Hi. Yeah, there's a few of you guys in. Nice to see you guys this evening. So, I updated the title, and this time we're going to be building an LSD GHV2. Should be pretty cool, I think. Yeah, there's not a ton of you guys, so maybe I just get started, unless you guys have any questions or anything you want to talk about. Hey, how's it going, Spring Ghost? How you doing? Always nice to see return visitors. Yeah, let me know if the volume is off or anything's wonky. But otherwise, I think I'm just gonna move over to the other station and I'll talk to you guys there while I get this thing going. I'm kind of excited about this board. I like these. Chilling, studying. Oh, my day's been alright so far. It's been a little bit long, surprisingly a lull for me at my regular day job. Hopefully your studying doesn't go that way. Hopefully it's exciting. Hey, how's it going, Demon's Gal? How you doing, man? Or maybe not, man? I don't know. You never know, right? Never know who's who on this. Until you meet them. I thought it was kind of interesting, actually. I went to the NorCal meetup. It was the first meetup I ever went to. And I put like faces to names. You know, you have this picture in your mind. I guess you guys know what I look like, but you have this picture in your mind after conversation with people a little bit, and you're like, I wonder if this person looks like this. You just kind of assign like a face or something generic in your mind. And you're like, not at all what I was thinking. Don't know why I thought it that way. Anyway, like I said, I'm gonna move over. I'm gonna get this thing going because I'm kind of excited to handle this board. I've literally only like pulled it out and looked at it, you know, just shipping verification to make sure it was cool and that all the parts were there. So I'm gonna get that going right now. Move you over to the soldering station. All right, and here we are. This is not the LZGH V2. That's in here. Fancy case. We are gonna move this off to the side. So, studying. What are you studying, Spring Ghost? I'm curious. Is it something that at least entertains you? Something that you like? Studying Japanese. That's awesome, actually. You might be somebody who has like keycaps with things written on them that you understand as opposed to just for a style. I think a lot of people buy Japanese AE keycaps to do cool builds with, right? Alps builds with for that. Just because it looks cool. Because I can't read them. That's a nice plate. Pretty. Brass. Sure. Yeah, I understand. I totally feel you. I never really... I mean, I like learning things, but I never really studied for, Oof. That's beautiful. I love this gray color. It's beautiful. Hopefully the customer jumps in. So I don't know, like the styling on this board, I'm super mixed on it, right? Like the foot is kind of bizarre. Like it's totally different. But I don't know. I mean, it feels really heavy and premium, and the finish on that aluminum on this gray is gorgeous. Gorgeous. But I can see that the bottom of this would attract a ton of fingerprints. This polished brass. Yeah, so obviously we're doing wind keyless. Customer wants a pretty standard layout with the exception of stepped caps. It's weird. See these little, like, the flux that doesn't stay on my soldering mat, like some of it pops off a little bit as I'm soldering. It'll get on this and it'll totally come off, but just takes a little bit of massaging out. Apparently I missed some the last time. Oh well, I got it after this. Anyway, yeah, like this foot, as odd as it is, it offers a lot of mass. Like this, I don't know what this thing weighs, I don't have to check it. I wonder, like studying, at least touching, it is touching a little bit. All right, I need to rearrange it. So you're talking about studying, and I'm curious if you can do things like audiobooks or something like that while studying. Not that I'm trying to discourage you from just watching my stream while you're studying. That's kind of awesome for me and for you, hopefully. But, or do things that engage too much, they distract from it? Oh no. I guess I got scratched by my cat. I didn't even notice. Saw it on screen. Alright, so 91.4 ounces. What is that? Fair? I don't want to short sell it because it doesn't have the plate in it and all the other stuff. Wait, what was it? 91.4? Yeah, 91. I'll round it up to 91.5. Wow, so this is almost six pounds. It's 5 pounds, 11.5 ounces or something like that. So yeah, 5 pounds, 11.5 ounces. So it's almost 6 pounds with nothing else in it. And then obviously this is gonna weigh 9 ounces. Yeah, this is gonna be nearly 7 pounds. So despite the fact that this board feels super thin, it really does. Because the profile the whole way down is flat, it doesn't taper, so it feels really thin. All this brass on the bottom absolutely makes this thing heavy, and that big foot on the back of it is a big part of that. Anyway, enough of that. So this customer, like I said, he just wants stepped caps. Otherwise, pretty standard ANSI build. It's got some novelties. Well, they're in a novelties bag. Are they GMK? Perhaps. Perhaps. Yeah, of course. I feel you. I really do. Gotta have something, otherwise you also wouldn't be able to just do it for that long. Yeah, I don't even know why I'm taking this apart. There's no reason yet. So he's got some vintage blacks that he said were already lubed, and I didn't inspect them. I wonder if they're, or not lubed, he said they're already modded. I wonder if they're lubed. So, first, they appear to be, oh no, they could be. They feel really nice. So a tiny little bit of spring crunch on these, but otherwise pretty great. I don't know if you guys can hear this. I'd have to pause the music for a second and mute it. Not a ton, but otherwise pretty good. Oh, and we got the next song apparently. Yeah, so anyway, these are pretty sweet. Guess we'll start pulling out the stuff and getting his stabs lubed. There's one thing I need to check real quick. Hold one. I will return very shortly. I was just checking to see if he had specific requests on Band-Aid mod. He did not. And good morning. You hear nothing over the sound. Oh, dang, I'm sorry. People getting all angry in your building or house or wherever it is that you're at. Yeah, I'll turn the music down just a tiny little bit then. Tell me if that made it better at all. Okay, cool. Perfect. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do Band-Aids because, well, you know, they didn't say. I know that they've been falling out of favor a lot lately. I know some people swear. I think, was it Soran did a thing on it, showing how they weren't the best. I don't know. I still like them, but I understand, and I'm tempted now to even do a couple of boards on my own that aren't that way. I kind of just reorganized a bunch of stuff. And got another little, one of those like pull-out bins thing kind of container. I moved a bunch of stuff and I'm like, where did I put the pre-cut Band-Aids that I made last week? I don't want to make you guys, well, it's not making, but I don't want to cut more on stream if I don't have to. I mean, I will, that's part of the build, but you know. Pull that out. Well, that's irritating because I made a bunch. Oh, there they are. I must have left them on the desk and I pulled them out, which is all right by me. Let's see if we have enough. I think we do. I think we made like way more than we needed last week, or on the weekend, I guess, as it were. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we got plenty. Although I do need to make more for the next build. No. Just that's how they do morning chat shows on TV here. They're just really loud. Where do you mean by here? Where are you where morning shows are particularly louder than anywhere else? It's just kind of loud everywhere. I'm trying to remember. Did you tell me already where you were? I'm trying to get really good and remember people's details when they give them to me. Alright, since those are done already, set those aside. I'm just gonna bust this out now. Hopefully it adds a little bit. Anyway, so we got this awesome plate. And then we've got this, which we won't need quite yet. And we have like a brand new Liku L3 TKL board. Hasn't even had its little wings cut off yet. Its wings clipped. Ah, I guess that makes. What time is it? Oh, I guess that makes sense. Morning, yeah. So anyway, I don't know if you guys have done this at all, right? But if you haven't broken these little wings off, so the PCB on these Liku boards doesn't extend to right here. So you break off this little FR4 wing on both sides, and there's little perforations where they're attached. And it's, you know, totally one of those moments where you're like, I don't want to break the FR4. Oh, scurry. It's not that bad, really, if you've done it before. But if you have not, it's a little freaking you out. So these ones were made in October 30th of 2017. Anyway, so scared when you did it on your last. I know, man. I think the first few times that I ever did this thing, I felt that way too. Don't break it that way. Sometimes they leave like a little bit of excess remnants, like that one just did a little bit, tiny bit on the FR4. So what we can do is we can clean it up. You could use a file, even like a nail file would work. You can use like a metal file, or these are actually extraordinarily clean, but there's a tiny little bit. And so I'm going to use a flush cut. Actually, I'm not going to use these flush cuts. I'm going to use a crappy pair that I have that's taken abuse in other ways. Yeah, I have a flush cut beater, Hacko beater set, if you can see, where I cut a stab wire and totally dented it. So I kind of saved that. That one's pretty good. That one has a tiny little nub. So we're just gonna clean that. Clean this one. Actually, I haven't found that this part of the Liku, that those are fragile or overly difficult. The thing I've seen with Likus is they'll lose these little LEDs sometimes, the surface mount ones. Then you have to resolder them on. That's kind of a pain if you don't have the stuff or the wherewithal to do SMD soldering. Next week we're gonna do a little bit of SMD soldering. In fact, we're gonna do an Alice, and you have to solder in all of the SMD LEDs and the little controller doodad for it. Is it that one or is it that one? Actually, I think it's that one. Yeah, pretty sure it's that one. But, I mean, what are you gonna do, right? Alright, so we got those done. Now we're gonna put our little band-aids on. And the 7U, I believe. Do this all the time. I always stop paying attention to it, which is bad. Not stop paying attention to it, I mean, like, I always don't remember exactly which one it is, and it's kind of dumb. The smart me would actually pull one of the boards I have apart that has it in there and just look at it. Is it this one? Fairly certain it's that. Oh no, I think it's actually this one. It's okay. We're going to determine it. We do not have to fit the board using signal. It's just what I pulled out. So later you guys can vote on whatever's around. Gray, I think, goes pretty well with stuff though, so if you guys remember kind of what I have already, then you know, you feel free to think amongst yourselves. I need to get more GMK sets. I don't know if I need to, but I want to. Fairly certain that's the one. Anyway, easy enough to check, I guess. Like I said, the smart me would be just pull a board apart that I have that has this thing. Look at it. Or to memorize at least what when keyless is. I mean, they're labeled, so 1.5 is the third one over on this. So it goes here, of course. These blacks won't have PCB legs, so they won't stick in. Oh, I don't even need that whole thing. I just need to check with one. Let's be smart about this. So yeah, can't possibly do that one. Because the 1.5 on this third switch position that says 1.25. Yeah. So it should be right there. Which makes sense, right? So we have a 1U blocker. Which means this should go right there, I believe. Yeah, there. Yeah, okay, that's where it is. Second most over, and then the most over there. Or third most over, I guess, on here. Cool. Done. And then the other ones are just standard, so we don't need to fit anything anyway. So we're going to put these stickers on. So yeah, anybody else, who else has jumped in I recognize? Curious. Trying to see if the customer's in too. Oh, no. Anyway, so what are you guys most looking forward to right now? Any cool builds or exciting things coming up that you guys want to jump in on or anything? I'm looking forward to one thing myself right now. Well, two really. I'm always looking forward to the Heine HBCP. As soon as Heine is able to get that out, I'm on it. But newer things, or more exciting, other exciting rather, things that have come about. Jay is doing his, and I don't want to ruin my chances. Kind of like hesitant to talk too much about it, but Jay is doing his, he said on his build of the private one that he would, consider a small round of his proto board for the J01. And I'm hoping that I'm able to jump in on that, although he's limiting the slots pretty small. Very, very small number of folks. That's really the only, I'm kind of looking forward to when the punchy 1800 comes in. I jumped in on that. I even bought the, I even ordered the copper plate as an addition. Don't know why that music stopped, but we're going to start it back up. We'll start something else, in fact. Just go with whatever their staff picks. I wonder if that's any good. Guess we'll see. Yep, so you want standard everything. Except for caps, step caps. Which I would argue, if you're doing this, should be your standard, right? Step caps on a 1 keyless TKL kind of looks, in my opinion, the best. I don't know, I guess I can see split right shift if you're a big function layer user. Why did I get one that much longer? That's irritating. Yeah, so are you guys fans of that stepped caps? Are you guys stepped caps users? Hoping you are. Hoping I didn't just offend anybody's caps preference. As if, you know, people would get offended by someone else having a different opinion on the best. The best layout. I mean, I guess I'm sure that's out there. I'm sure there are people like that. All right, I'm pulling up from that. Okay. Guess I didn't. So this is weird. Music. Their staff picks at Soundstripe. If you guys want something different, I will change it. In fact, if I ever get, honestly, even the viewership I'm at or whatever, I should probably just take a vote sometime. Be like, hey, what does everybody think? What do you guys want? Oh, there it is. I know it's going to be a little different size, but it doesn't matter that much as long as they cover the pad. Yeah, this is weird. I'll give it a sec. Okay. It's funny, my typing speed has been pretty low ever since I got back from vacation. I haven't typed a ton, so I did like a typing test the last couple days, and I was like solidly 5 words per minute lower than I normally am, or than I was before. I was pretty much routinely 70, and I was like 65, like 3 times over the last couple days, and I was like, dang it. I know it doesn't degrade that much. What is it? I know part of it's at work. I'm using SA profile caps, so you know, I believe SA is probably not as good for fast typing as Cherry profile or even DSA. I seem to find my switch positioning very well with DSA or Cherry. I'm sure there's other really good options for the fastest types of typing. And I'm sure also that you get, you know, whatever you practice with the most is going to get you good results. Where did the other... Oh, there one. Okay, whatever the next song is, we're moving to a different playlist. Or when I get this on. Anyone has an idea of what they would want to hear? Oh, and we're done. we are. Yeah, I don't like the pseudo Enya. It was a little weird to me. I just threw on some kind of a hip-hop mix. Appreciate someone else thinking, yes, this is some pseudo Enya type stuff. Oof. Okay, it's really dark hip-hop, I guess, this song. I'm gonna jump around a little bit today. Country? Do you really want to listen to country? I don't know if there's any good all right, I'll tell you what, I will do a couple or a few songs of it though. I'm pretty all over the place with music. Country is not one of my favorite genres. It's not a preferred genre at all, but I will play it because if somebody else has a desire to hear it, and I don't dislike it, I just don't. If it exists in this, there's an acoustic that looks about as close as it gets to country in this, as far as I can tell. I haven't played with this site too much. There's piano, there's rock, oh, there's a country. So we'll do this for a couple or a few songs, or until we're all done with it, and then we'll move to rock. How about that? That was rock sound also. Oof, this is really twangy. Are you gonna be okay? I think the biggest problem is that with choosing music to play on a stream is, for a long time, streamers were like able to just kind of do whatever they wanted to music-wise. They weren't getting in trouble or whatever. And then some of the bigger, well, I'm sure it was the Recording Industry of America or whatever, or some private artists maybe, kind of filed a bunch of takedown complaints and got a bunch of people banned temporarily with pretty severe warnings to not do it again. And then so now a lot of streamers, some people still stream that way, but people do every now and then get kicked off of the platform. And I mean, I'm not very big, so it's not, I guess, that big of a deal to me, but I like it and I want to keep doing it. So everybody's had to kind of go to like open platforms. And then if you're going to re-upload on YouTube, I guess if you want to monetize it, I never really thought about this, and I never really planned on monetizing any of it really. Although, I mean, I like the idea of it. It wasn't like a big plan. But if you're trying to monetize on YouTube, you can't have anything that's copyrighted or that you don't have license to at least play on there. Otherwise, all the monetization in any form through the platform itself goes directly to those people, to whoever complains And there's now automated software to do all of that. So like on my first couple of videos, I just Spotify played stuff, and I got notices from YouTube like right away. I don't even have that many views, right? It's just boom. So like, well, let me play fair and play nice, right? I'm not trying to piss anyone off. This is really slow. This is almost like not country in the modern sense. It's like Western American Western music almost. It says it's country. It's really mellow. Okay, so that's done for now. Let's get these stabs done. And come up with some other. Play Barbie Girl by Aqua next. No. Again, copyright. Yeah. Oh, Ryan, it's you, man. I forgot. Yeah. So, my point earlier is not to do that thing. Not play just whatevs. Hey, man. It's nice to see you. Been sorry, I played games with a couple of these people before. For anybody who doesn't know, including Ryan. Some games out there in the world. Alright, dude, I gotta change this. I can't do it anymore. Alright, here we go. I played this playlist before and I like it. Two, three. Wow. So there were more stabs in here than there were. That's interesting. Yeah, man, I didn't even recognize you were in here. Didn't even put it together. I'm building cubes, man. It's fun. I know it's probably not your speed most of the time, but it's kind of relaxing. And I get to play with really cool stuff. Cool hardware, toys. Oh, helps if I clip these first. So anybody that doesn't know, I'm fairly certain I've showed this on the stream before, right? But maybe not. So the little legs that stick out, the prongy ones, there's one on each side, front and back. So here, So this one and this one, and you can see that they have a little lip on the top of them. The other two just stay. So the one closest to the camera and the bottom of the screen, and then the one further from the camera and at the top. Those get cut off. And they get cut off right at the joint where they meet the base. So right there. So I'll hold them side by side for a second, in a second. You'll kind of see what I'm talking about. If that helps. Anyway, yep, we cut those off because they smack against the bottom or the top of the PCB, make a bunch of noise. Nobody wants those. Kind of makes a little bit of a mess all over here. You get these little plastic bits all over. That's okay though. Let's do. Three. So we're gonna do all this, Ryan, and anyone else that's watching. And then we're going to lubricate them so they don't rattle around. Yeah. So yeah, if you look in here, these are pretty free to rattle around. So if you can kind of see, when they're extended, even when they're not, these get to rattle pretty side to side. So there's a bit of play in there, which is good in a way, right? You don't want things to bind up, but we're gonna fill that void, a little bit of lube, to make it so that they don't rattle at all. Anybody that has a full-size keyboard, or any keyboard really right now, even if it's rubber domes, can absolutely try and just smack the side of their spacebar on either of the ends. Just a tiny little bit, not enough to depress the switch and get it to register, but just a little bit, and you can hear the plastic rattle just a little bit. We're trying to eliminate that. And we will. We will. Absolutely. This board will not have rattly steps. Because as it turns out, I don't know exactly what an LZ GHV2 runs right now. I guess I could look at what they've recently gone for on Mech Market, but I'm going to estimate $650 to $750 for the kit, for literally what's that PCB and the plate and the case. That sound right? If anybody knows different, feel free to correct me. But that sounds like the correct value. So, you know, you want it to sound pretty nice, you want it to look pretty nice, although it kind of does that all on its own. Want it to feel good. definitely intend on making sure that customer boards, and my own for that matter, look and feel great. But there is such a thing as too much lubricant on this. You can put enough lubricant, not really in this part where I'm filling right now, but where this thing guides into this other plastic bit. You can absolutely put enough in there, or something thick enough and heavy enough to make it so that the stabilizer and thus the switch, the whole keycap, actuates very slowly, sluggishly. You want to avoid that. It's harder with what I'm using right now. This is Trebosis 3204. If you were using like 205 grade 0, absolutely you can do that. Even with this, you can do it. It's just harder. So yeah, kind of excited to try this out. This board, I mean. So in here you could definitely get too much. But you definitely want to get the right amount, right? Because you're not taking this thing back apart once it's together and you've tested the keycaps and that everything goes well together. Like if you're building this on your own, you do not want to do that. I mean, I don't want to do that. I would because it's a customer board, but nobody wants to. So yeah. I'm gonna be gone actually for not next week, but the week after. For anybody that watches this VOD or whatever, and it's like, oh, I wonder. I'll be gone, but I think my intent is that weekend. I'll just be gone that Wednesday. I'll actually be gone a little bit before that too, but my intent is to try and make it up that Friday or Saturday, or both. Because I've actually got a fair number of builds in my queue right now. Not like a ton, but enough to make me want to schedule a little bit more. And people have contacted me more. Enough to make me want to like try and accelerate my builds just a little bit by doing a few more than just Wednesdays. And really it's not just customer builds, like I have some builds that I want to get to at some point. Funny thing is that may or may not happen, because if I find myself running out of customer boards, I'm definitely going to open up, and I may open up another round of wanting to do customer builds soon, like another Mech Market post. Now if I do that and I have a fair bit in the queue, I'll probably get a little more selective about whose boards I take and just try and take the more premium things for the stream's sake, and or the more, I guess, lucrative things. Like I said, I kind of didn't get into this with that as a primary motivator. But it's nice to have a little bit of extra cash to throw at new boards or new interest or new group buys that come for whatever. So yeah, I think that's kind of just how I'm treating it. Why I'm willing to modulate my or increase my volume of things. Plus, like I said, I mean, it doesn't hurt the Twitch thing. Like, some days, I guess, are still going to be a little bit dead chat-wise than others. But I think my hope is to get it a little more consistently chatty and stuff. And I think, too, one way of accomplishing that is, there are many things to do to accomplish that, but one of them is to have more actual build streams. Especially with the more premium stuff. I don't know, you guys tell me though, like, feel free to PM me on Discord or something if you guys have ideas and you're like, oh yeah, this is the thing that draws me to watch somebody stream. I'm always open to that kind of thing. That doesn't hurt. That's good knowledge to have. Oh yeah. So I'll throw these stabs in the way they go. Okay. Do you guys like... Okay, so any of you guys who like TKL, right? Do you guys prefer win keyless? I think the general consensus in the community is win keyless is better than win key. So having those 1U blockers, or usually 1U, I guess. I know there's some people that prefer HHKV, but I think in the TKL crowd, it's primarily win keyless. I wonder if anybody has differing opinions on that. I mean, obviously people do, otherwise we would just have the one layout, but like... Well, I don't even know about that, honestly. Because I have boards that aren't my, like, favoriteest layouts ever. So I guess it's not, like, 100% true, right? We would have other layouts still. Yeah, I don't know. I think I need to find a new music streaming service. I like this one, but either that or I need to learn how to use it better. Make other playlists. It's not like other streaming services, like I don't know all the names of the songs, so even if the catalog is huge, how do I find good music? There are just only so many good options out there, as far as I can tell, for streaming music that's royalty free. There are playlists on Spotify that say they are, but they are not all. Pretty sure I got trolled on one of those once. I was like, oh, it says royalty free. Not. Still got takedown requests. Okay. Alrighty then. So I don't know what new news there is out. Like, I sometimes don't get to watch Chop Clack live. I have to watch the VOD. I mean, I always catch up within a week or so, but hopefully I'm gonna get to. No, I won't. But I will watch the VOD. I don't know. I really hate it when I can't see it. Been kind of listening to like a new audiobook series recently called The Land. I don't know if you guys have listened to any. This is actually like one that I listened to otherwise, called Ascend Online. I'm big on audiobooks because I get to use them while I'm driving. Anyway, I don't know if any of you guys are, but the book is really cool. It's about somebody who gets who's playing a game, and I don't know, there's some wonky magic thing going on in the background, but like he's playing an MMORPG and he gets sucked in to the game, or to something very much like the game world, but it's not the game world, it's real. it's different from the game that I mentioned otherwise, Ascend Online, or from the books that I mentioned otherwise, Ascend Online, in that game, it's like VR, kind of, but fully immersive, and people are just in that world by choice for like some number of days. I don't remember exactly how many, but like 7 to 10 or something like that at a time. In this other book series, The Land, which I think the story, despite the writing not being as good, in my opinion, the story is actually really good. And it's kind of a cool concept, like, especially for people around our age or in our generation. Like, a lot of people played MMOs. I didn't play a ton of MMOs, but people played them, and they were really fun, and they got a lot out of it, and they had a lot of good social interaction and stuff. And I think we're going to see more stuff in that genre. Absolutely. All right. So that's done. Oh no. Get off my finger. Anyway. It's a cool concept, and I've been really digging it, and I guess there's like 7 or 8 of them or something like that. And despite that they end all kind of abruptly and not that well, just abruptly, the stories are so good I just keep listening to them. I'm gonna be really sad when I get to the end of them, because the very last one is gonna be like, it ended all cliffhangery and I didn't. Now I gotta wait. I don't know. Problem for when I get to it, I guess. I'm loving them. In the meantime, well, this is a leaku, but I'm still gonna add them. Almost put them on without the washers, which, I mean, I've done it before. It's not on this board. I'm not really worried about trace shorting in any of these locations, but it doesn't matter. It's the right way, right? Add the washers. Prevent that possibility altogether. First couple boards I built on my own, I did without washers because I didn't have any, and because I didn't really know better, and it wasn't a problem. But you know, if you got the hardware, and if it's a customer board, you just do the thing. Unless they ask you not to. Come on, don't be a pain. Oh yeah, washers. It's the way to go. Boys and girls, handle it. I will say some of the songs that I found on this service, on this streaming service, I do in fact like a lot. They're really good. This is good. I like this song. Curious, I feel like last time I streamed I had people who generally were browsing through maker channels, or at least one of them. I wonder if I get many of those, of the people that are watching. Like if anybody is just isn't into keeps specifically, but like seeks out maker stuff. I mean, I honestly think that's cool. I'm kind of contemplating actually checking out how other maker channels do their stuff, because it's kind of interesting. It's a cool concept that people are doing makery stuff. I mean, there's other keyboard related maker stuff too. Right, if you're into artisan stuff, there's definitely people doing that thing on Twitch. Absolutely. Oh, wrong way. Oh man, we're doing well tonight. How you doing, man? It's nice to see your face in the channel. It's been a fairly low-key kind of night so far. Just been listening to some relaxing stuff, building this LZ GHV2. It's crazy now that Heine's board is out. I'm like not. I'm so disenchanted with. I mean, I guess I was never really enchanted with the L3 board, right? The Liku board. Oh, come on. Somehow that got magnetized. Anyway, I'm so disenchanted with it that in my mind I'm like, oh man. Wish I were building this with Heine's board. It's just, I like the board. And I like QMK. Well, I mean, he had the round one, right? I mean, yeah, you can buy him on places. You can buy him. I think Krailbit had some. Keycap Dungeon, I think I got some from. They're around. Not the new version, not the 1.2, the 1.6 millimeter, and not the Alps only version yet. Those he's doing a group buy for right now, and he's doing a group buy for more of the 1.6s. Alrighty then, check out the functionality of all these bad boys. Cool. They all actuate and feel they're not operational. Cool. I feel like you knew this. I feel like we've talked about this on the channel before. Have we not? That's a mistake we're going to correct. Everybody needs to know about Heine's board being out and available in some capacity. Don't get me wrong though, absolutely go support his group buy. But those other vendors are definitely selling some of the round one ones. I have one right here, in fact. Actually, I have more than one, but here's one that's open. Oh, you don't care. What's your favorite layout, man? Or your favorite, what's your favorite board type layout? Sieg Mini Touch is sure. Okay. So isn't the Sieg Mini Touch kind of like 75-ish? Right? With BAE? Does that sound right? I'm trying to remember. Yeah. Ish. Kinda, yeah. 75s are great, man. So isn't the Xeno, not the Xeno, isn't the Xeno 75? I think it is, right? I've never gotten one, obviously, and I haven't played with one. They look really nice. When they GB'd, I didn't really. Yeah, no, it was a slip. No, the Xeno, the Xeno, right? And by the way, I think Xenu is spelled Xenu. I only think that because I've seen it on a license plate before. Anyway, isn't the Xeno, the Zeal PC Xeno 75? Sounds right in my mind. Fairly certain it is. Yeah, because the Zephyr is a 60. The Xeno is a 75. Hey, look, I have the best science shirt on. Also, for the record, I'm not a Scientologist. Not even a little bit. Come on. Who doesn't like T-Rexes with robot arms? Science can do it. I have another one that's kind of similar to this that has a T-Rex with laser beams shooting out of its eyes. Okay, good. You said, yeah, it is. Okay. You were talking about the Xeno, I'm guessing. The Zeal Xeno. Not, yes, that's how it's spelled. Yeah. Okay, good. Not that... yeah. I'm not all about Scientology, that's for sure. But I'm not going to hate anybody else having their own opinions. People should believe the things that make them happy. And then also the truth. And maybe even just like the truth over what makes them happy. That's a different thing. People should believe in things that make them happy. And whatever it is that I believe is equally likely, I think, to be wrong versus anyone else. If we're just strictly talking about the odds. It does actually say it. I'm still gonna just check it, because, you know, that's what I do. Okay, yep. That's right. I know it's centered, I was just like making sure it's labeled right. It is. The Xeno is a 5'7". Oh man, I love the chat in here sometimes.
It's getting hard to figure out what you're about, going it alone, and what you're hiding.
Okay. I don't even know why I did that one. I already know that the biggest thing that can go in this position has to be over. That didn't even go in right. That was not meant to go in. Why do you not know this song? Anyway. Yep, cool. Are we not supposed to talk about it? You mean Fight Club? Oh, yeah. Oh, dang. I even said it. No. Can't talk about it, man. That isn't labeled 125, but that's the 1-5 spot. I'm positive of it. It's gotta be. It's gotta be. Okay. Let's label right there. Okay, whatever. Go into a couple of these central ones. Yep. I don't know, I'm just like paranoid about it. I guess I do build a lot of TKLs now. So I should just be like 100% certain all the time. But I'm not. I guess sometimes I still want to check and double check and double check. Because soldering it and then soldering it wrong would be pretty terrible. In terms of time consumption and waste of time. %, certain. Yes, that is what it means. I should be 80% certain. You are correct, sir. And I am at least that certain. At least. Why did I not take that off? Oof, so much brightness. So much brightness. Yes, I'm at least 80% certain, sir. At least. So if I'm building full sizes, I gotta be 100% is what I'm hearing. Good thing no one in the community really makes full-size boards. I mean, I say that, but I actually like full-size boards. And there is the LZ Stan and the TX108, right? Which, man, I kind of want one. And I really messed it up on the TX108 too, because there was, I don't know if it was a B-stock buy or a re-up buy or what the deal was, but there was a form that I caught like right before it closed that had stuff, and actually right after it closed. Somebody told me about it right before, but I wasn't online or whatever. And I saw it and I was like, dang, I need this in my life. Oh well. You know what I should do? What about 7-bit monstrosity? Oh, yeah, okay, so I like full size. I don't like egregiously large on my desk, which I think is what you're talking about, if it's the thing I'm thinking of. It's too much, right? So how's the sound of that, by the way? Is that fan crazy loud? Yeah, I mean, I like 100%. I like 1800 a lot. I feel like it's a good trade-off. I actually like 75 too. By the way, I had a KBD 75. It's one of the first things that I really built. And it's a pretty great board, honestly. Had no problems with it at all, except that it has, I don't even want to say, I'm not even going to say that. The switch choice that I put in it, I thought was a great choice when I made it, and I think they're a cool choice now for some people, some of the times, depending on what you're going after. And I talked to the guy who made him, and I really like him. Thought he was a cool guy, and he had a good idea. And I only tried a couple of the different switch types, and they were the looser ones. So I'm caveating this whole thing, but they were Otemu Skies. No, Otemu Skies. And I only tried the ones with the sky housing. And the looser tolerance one, the one that allows, what's it called? That allows the in-switch LEDs. So those ones are particularly loose out of all of them. I have touched or gotten my hands on an Otemu Sky with the clear tops, and I will say it does actually feel considerably different, though I've never typed on a board of them. So I don't want to trash talk them, right? But I really love Holy Pandas, and I really like Zeal V2s. So, like, for me going forward, unless he comes up with something, you know, in that arena of greatness, or tries to, probably not going to get. They weren't bad, no, and that's kind of why I was hesitant to criticize too much, because I don't think they were bad. I just think that they were underappreciated by the community, and you know, I don't know. I think a lot of people didn't love them. I thought they were pretty cool, and they're loose, like the keycaps wobble on that board, but whatever. I mean, they were also very cheap, and it still feels really nice. I still like the board, honestly. I'm turning on. What's going on? Yeah, I think a lot of people didn't really love it. I don't know what their deal was, but I thought they were okay. They definitely did not have the price that Zeal switches have, and that's a major benefit. I like Zeal switches, and I'll pay the price, but I understand why people don't want to. We all get to choose where we spend our dollar. With Otemu Skies, if you're trying to spend not a ton of dough, work great. I don't know. Do you guys have any thoughts on Otemu Skies? Does anybody else here play with them? That one's real crooked. I can like see how crooked this switch is. I just want you guys to see. Vintage blacks. That might not be like a correctable thing, actually, right there. Is that a plate problem? one's fixed. Okay. This plate doesn't feel loose, at least, so I shouldn't have to straighten a bunch of other stuff. Stepped caps. No, I can't hate on budget-oriented options. In fact, I won't. Like, everybody's got the budget that works for them. And honestly, I want everybody to get into mechanical keyboards. Everybody that, you know, thinks there's any value to it at all, or sees the value that we, the community, see, on them all too. Even keycaps, I think people talk smack about keycap sets that are just fine. There's no real problem with them. So that's pretty loose. So is that. So basically all these mods are going to need to be straightened. Or just put in straight, as I can tell. Yeah, the static position switches seem to be just fine though. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to tack one leg of this enter key down. Of course, the soldering iron is cooling off. GMK, Handerbyte best colorway. What are you talking about? Which colorway? Need a reference, dude. Need a reference. I literally turned it off and back on, man. Legendary set. How do I not know what this is? Maybe I've just seen it and I'm not even thinking about the look. Oh, this. Yeah, I have seen this. That's not cheap though. Like, that's not even a good thing to compare here because it's not actually cheap. We were just talking about like cheap options, and that just isn't a cheap option, right? I mean, what are these? What did they go for? This was just an interest check, right? Yeah, I remember this interest check. I mean, look at all the colors in that. That's not going to be a cheap set. This is kind of legendary for something. Yeah, you mean interest check? I kind of understand why, man. It's not going to have that much appeal, and I'm not. It's not going to have the mass appeal, right? Like, so with vintage blacks, by the way, any of you guys who do this thing will know what I'm talking about. These, like, unless your board is fixed, which this isn't, you're gonna need to straighten these mods. So I'm just tacking that one leg down and trying to push up on it and get it into a kind of uniform. Yeah, there we go. Like, I'm just straightening these, trying to visually straighten these mods now. I may have to go redo them again anyway, but... I feel like this one's gonna be a problem. It's left shift. I don't know if you guys can even see that, but I'm trying to straighten those preemptively as they go in. This one will require straightening too. That's loose in there, so both of these, I'll tack these down one leg. Right, so came out, I was like, where'd it go? So I put that in the right way. Is that what she said? That's what she said there. Oof. Yeah, see, that pipe key position is super loose. So... we're gonna push up into one direction, same direction we were doing before. Not one direction, sorry, just straight up is what we've been doing. See, and I felt backspace slide just a tiny little bit. Backspace looks pretty straight, but pipe, not so much. We may have to straighten this one with a keycap on. That actually looks okay from here. Okay, most of those mods should be pretty straight now. Fairly straight, straight enough to put on the rest of the board and then see what we get. Oh no, the music stopped. The day the music stopped, get something else. You know, the funny thing is this just ended at a song and there's more songs in this playlist. Supposedly. Maybe? Maybe. Maybe, you know. Weird. Okay. We're gonna play Rebellious Rock, whatever that is. We're gonna see if it's any good. And if it sucks, you guys let me know and I'll change it. Okay. Weird. Too much solder on one of those pins for it to go in correctly. So you say that idea has been around for a long time, but that's the only set I've ever seen where they were like, yeah, let's do this multicolored thing, that much color. And it's somewhat ridiculous. To me. Like, I am not interested in that colorway, personally. It doesn't mean no one is. I'm sure there, I mean, obviously the guy who posted it is. But, like, that's an audacious kind of setup right there, I think. Oh, whoever made these didn't clip some of them down. Got it. It's from a real board, yeah, but like, it hasn't been in manufacture for a really long time, right? I mean, I don't know. Do you guys really like that board? Do you really actually like that colorway? Because if you do, like, there's got to be a lot of other people that do too, and I'm just the odd one out. I don't hate it. I couldn't see myself buying it for as much money as I would expect it to be, right? Like, there's so many colors on there. If it were a fairly inexpensive set, sure, because GMK is good, but it just seemed like a lot of colors. It existed at one point. Okay, good. Yeah, I was like, I don't know. I don't see the appeal of it. Like, it's just like gradient sets, right? Like, very few gradient sets am I into. I'm not saying they don't exist, and there was the one recently that somebody proposed. I think there's an interest check for it now, right? That looked really good for a gradient set because the colors were pretty close. Talk Clock actually even talked about it. Sure. Yeah, if money weren't an obstacle to basically anything, then I guess, sure, why not? But at that point, you could just, if you were that guy, you just have like one made. You're already going to pay to tool up for it. Like, I'm interested in injection molding. How does that work? Let me buy an injection molder type thing if money were literally no object. But as it stands for me, and I'm guessing for the rest of you guys, for the most part, we got to be selective about what we buy. I got in on GMK Minimal. I'm kind of excited about that one. my interest is in magnets. Like, what about them? You mean like Hall effect switches? Or do you mean like actually just buying magnets? Because there's some crazy strong magnet stuff out there. Like content on YouTube and stuff where I'm just like, whoa. Frighteningly strong magnets. I think they, like, something might even be called scary strong magnets. That sounds familiar. Oh, come on. There are really expensive magnets out there too. Like crazy expensive. I didn't put the right shift on yet. I need to straighten that cap. So there are films on these and they are tight. Like a bunch of these aren't actually seated all the way. Do the same thing I just did. Yeah, I mean, it cost me a little more than that because I got the full kit, like all the sets. Remember when I said I like full size in 1800? So yeah, but it still was a real value because for the full set, it was very inexpensive. That might be okay. The new kit shift doesn't really help you then. No, it kind of doesn't. In fact, I'm kind of happy that like Oblotsky keeps like all of his stuff. He keeps, not all, but did he do a new Oblivion round 2 or whatever? And all the proposed stuff was like full kit basically, the full base kit. And I was like, heck yeah. People were giving him crap about it too. Like, I want to see it that way, personally. But that being said, I also like TKL a lot. So, you know, like, and most of the stuff I can do, I just can't game. Personally, I use that 10 key for gaming. I know I'm odd, but it's weird lefty behavior where like everybody kind of had to find their way in the world, and like I could never get my hands all close together, so my left mouse and my right on WASD is wonky. So I just started using 10 key with my right hand for gaming. Like as a child, could I adjust and adapt? I'm sure I could. Positive I could. I mean, within the last year, I learned to touch type realistically. Like, I've been using a keyboard for a really long time, since I was a very small child. And I've always typed really fast. In fact, when I very first started touch typing, my typing speed was considerably slower doing it that way. But now it's caught up. It's about dead. And it's not like I'm super fast, right? But like, yeah, you can always adapt. I could adapt. It wouldn't be the end of the world. It wouldn't be anywhere close. But, you know, I like it, what I do now, and I want to keep it that way. So I'm gonna try. That being said, I'm not gonna like Not that I could really more than just one voice in the crowd, but like I wouldn't try and influence the situation differently. I understand why people want to save on not buying numpads and stuff, but that's not me. I want the numpad, or at least the support for it. Kind of why I'm waiting for Heine's HBCP to come out. I want one. I have a feeling because it'll be Alps support. I even like. I mean, he could have gotten them in a million ways, but I even like took measurements off my SGI stuff. I'm hoping for that. So that you could have them, like, because I want that thing to support cool keycaps. I want it to be a great board. I wouldn't say that it's end game. There's no end game. I think that's a fallacy. Anybody who's in the community and is like, yep, this is end game. If you're deep enough to be considering what your end game is, that hole probably just goes deeper for you. I suspect. I suspect. I think there's probably a couple people who just want it that way. Yeah. End game is when you decide you spend too much money and the spell is broken. Isn't that true? Why do you think I got into building other people's boards? I want to see other people's cool boards and I don't want to have to buy them all. That duck unicorn that I built on the weekend gave me a lot of problems, right? Well, actually, you didn't see those problems. You saw the problems with the eagle, which doesn't give me great confidence in any PCBs that come out of duck in the future, but whatever. Could just be a one-off thing on both of them. And the duck board was beautiful, both of them. But that duck board, I didn't think that I would want it, that I would be like, yeah, I would want one of these. Because it had all the RGBs and stuff, and like a million function layers, and I don't really care about the function layers. Like, I'm like one function layer for lighting effects, maybe sound and stuff, if like, yeah, whatever. Either way. When it was all said and done, and I'm not a fan of linears, right? And that had lubed Telios on it. I looped them. And honestly, when it was all said and done, I actually really liked that board. When I packed up the customer's board, I was like, oh man, I kind of want to get one of these. I mean, I got to spend the money on that thing right now, because there are other boards that are a bigger priority for me coming up. But I actually really liked the board. I would consider buying one now that I've handled it. And that's pretty cool because I never would have considered it before. Yeah, end game is not end. It's kind of my point. Anybody who's at a point where they need to contemplate being in the end game, or there being one. Like, if you're an end game kind of person, you already know you're not in our hobby. You're like, no, I just want this layout. And you may be wrong. If you tried the other ones, you may be like, oh man, I'm changed, I want that. But the reality is, people who are in that end game frame of mind, realistically, like, they just go out and they buy a full size, or they go out because they see like low profile only and that's what they want, or they see all the R's, the G's, and the B's, and then they do it, right? Why is that shorter? I have a feeling that E key may have a bent over pin. Let's see. The solder just doesn't want to bind to that leg. Soldering is still hot. Tab's fixed anyway. This caps thing. Looks pretty straight. Without a keycap on it, of course. So this music's okay. Anybody want to change though? I will change it. So yeah, I don't know. I say end game for me, knowing full well that there's not an end game, but end game for me is probably something in a compact 1800, thus with brown Alps. Nope, don't do that. That's not the pad. That's why I want to do Chinese board. But I know that that's not true because I actually kind of love these TKLs that I have over here. I'm not planning on trading. Favorite or not. I guess if I had some really nice 60s that I used for anything, as much as I am not a big fan of 60, I probably wouldn't trade them either. Unless they just got no use. But all of my boards, all of my TKLs, all of my customs, how about let's say that, get some use. Even the TKC 1800, which doesn't get much use right now, but when I'm playing FPSs, it gets busted out. Even that IKBC MF108 over there, which has Zelio V1s, or Xylent V1s in it, by the way, in case anyone's wondering. Not the cherry reds or whatever come in those. There it is. Okay, I'm gonna try this now. All them lights come on. No space. So why doesn't space work? Is it not soldered in? It certainly is soldered in. Sorry about the blinding light. That's all. So that space position works. So our space works. So it's just not mapped, I wonder? These are boot mapper, right? So I don't think I have the boot mapper. I don't think I have boot mapper client on here. It is boot mapper, right? Fairly certain it is. Really, I have to have a... You serious right now? That's irritating. Yeah, it does. So true. I just want Dropbox. Come on, Dropbox, give me that. Boot mapper client. This is dumb. Wow. All right, well. Jigon, rather. That's right. Is. Extract it? Come on. I think it defaults to Korean right now. Okay, keyboard, connect, connected. Trying to remember. Did switch it or recognize it as anything? Oh, what? Let's try that again. Must have touched something from here, some solder. It doesn't recognize anything, so... I mean, worst case scenario, I'll jump it. If it's not a firmware thing. It's really hard to see. So basically here and here are space. This is not registering as space. And now if I look on there, This is a default in here. Connected, keyboard, update, all. Customer's PCB might be okay. So let's see this go on. I'm making sure this actually updated, right? So that's the brightest setting it gets to. So let me change its max brightness. Actually, let me turn its RGBs off. There we go. Right on. Wait, that goes to space. That goes to space. Yeah, looks like that space is busted. Dang it. Okay, well. See what else we can look at, see if it's that. That sucks, man. Touch up the diode that goes right there. We're gonna jump his space, I guess. That kind of sucks. But the space is busted right there. That's all right. We have the tools. We have the technology. I know, man. What the F? I don't like it. I don't like it. But this is an easy fix. I will be right back. Grab a better tool. All right. Some wire. Yeah, space is not that big of a deal. Space is way not that big of a deal. What are you gonna do, right? Yeah, space has like a ton of other things you can jump it to. than enough. I mean, I could try and fix the actual PCB, figure out what's wrong with it, but this is a Win keyless board, so it's not like he's gonna have another switch in that location. It's just not gonna happen. My strippers in here? No, of course not. However, I don't have a great pair of strippers. I do have a set. They're just not that good. It's a thing that I need to get a better pair of. Those are dumb ways to do it. There we go. Hey, thank you for the 200 bits. And then, hey, Jack Sasuke, how's it going? Tiny shiny crumbs with a crumb with the 200 bits. That's awesome. And Sleepy Zombie followed me about an hour ago. Man, I'm really bad about this part of the chat. Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate the follow. Alright, I'm gonna get a better set of tiny strippers. I know that my strippers don't really work for wires this small. They're made for much thicker gauge wire. Not much, just thicker gauge than this. Irritating. It's one of those moments where the right tool, it just would work well. Make sure I got the right length before I go too much deeper into this. Okay, I'm gonna go grab my strippers for the next wire. See if I can't get them to work. I think I can. Better than this, anyway. Actually, they may be in here. If they are. No. You know what? I'm not leaving. We're just gonna handle it. Yeah, I would, but one, that this is really thin gauge wire, but two, I literally just clipped my nails. If this weren't like a, yeah, I'm not a fan of them either. Yeah, if this weren't a customer's board, I'd probably just like, because the wire is so thin, and the sheath is too. Yeah, they're kind of janky. They are indeed. But what are you gonna do, right? I mean, you're gonna repair it when it's broke. That's what you're gonna do. Pretty much. I don't know. I don't think anybody likes the Liku too much in today's world, but like when they started making them, they were good, right? I mean, they did well. They weren't better than they are now. Yes, I agree. What you do is you buy a Heine PCB. If the customer was on here right now, that's what I would recommend. And when he watches this VOD, that's what I recommend. The next time you do a build. It is investing like $50 more into something that you already bought, though, right? I mean, no, I mean, oh yeah, it closes April 12th. I'm 100% sure of that. I know because I'm actually waiting to clear a couple customer boards out and use proceeds from this kind of thing toward it, if I can. I mean, if not, I'll just buy them, but you know. There we go. I understand, dude. I totally get it. It is a whack PCB. Like I said, I don't want to slam it too hard. Like, it served its purpose for a lot of people for a long time. It's just, come on, let's get with the times. And, I mean, whatever. This was brand new. This wasn't a desolder. But what do you do, right? Like, what if you already got a bunch of them? Do you try and use them? Because I know what I'm doing with mine. Like, mine are going to be beater boards. Like, I'm going to test all the switches in the world as dailies, and just I'm going to desolder and resolder and desolder and resolder them, and they're going to take the brunt of the abuse. Yeah, and jig on. It's jank. Especially if you're comparing it to the whiz-bang stuff that comes with, well, just QMK is just better. That's really what it is. Alright, fine. Tiny, tiny thin gauge wire I really don't want to cut and then have to cut a new one. I can tell you though, after this, I will be getting a great set of wire strippers, better than the ones I had before. Most of the PCB repair stuff that I do up to this point is not jumping anything. No. Okay, we're changing this. Since it's not used to this for me right now. What is upbeat? We're playing upbeat. I don't know what the upbeat playlist is, but that's going. You're fluent in Korean and it's still not intuitive? Really? Much as I hate the whack PCBs, if you pay attention to the K-Customs scene and you see cool customs, you feel free to reach back out to me and let me know. Because I do not speak Korean. Although most of them launch on keycaps with a mostly English post, if nothing else, right? Like at the worst. Like somebody who speaks it well enough, speaks English well enough. Alright, so let's make sure this is about right. That is about right. Right enough. Okay. Where you guys are, tweezers? Where are you guys hanging out? There they are. Turning this off because we're not going to be creating enough smoke for it to matter. Oh, yeah. There's a jig-on tutorial that I found. I mean, honestly, it's pretty straightforward. Like, it's not that it's intuitive, it's just easy enough to figure out because it's pretty simple software. Hopefully you guys can kind of see what's going on here. Okay. Number 1 jumped. You know what? Sometimes I guess things come in spells, because with that last build, issues with the PCB. This one, issues with the PCB, though totally different magnitude of issue. All right, check this. I don't know why I had that switch hitter up for you guys the whole time. All of them and space. Boom. Done. Now this board's going back together. I mean, this customer's already trusting me to do some PCB work for him, so I wasn't that worried about it. Normally I'd stop and alert a customer, but we already have this understanding that PCB work is occurring because same customer next week building his Alice and installing the underglow kit. So I'll be doing some SMD soldering next week on the same customer's board. Different board, obviously. Okay. Screws in there already. I'll have to look. It's weird. Phillips head screws. Get rid of this switch hitter. So these are not magnetic, which sucks. How heavy is that? Okay, so it's actually 2-piece. I weighed it earlier, and I think we said it was 5 pounds 11 ounces without the plate. So just this case, no switches, no plate, whatever. FYI, I've been trying to put the weights of things on my YouTube post of this VOD. Or of these VODs. Like, I'll weigh them. Sometimes I forget to do it on stream. If you guys remind me, I will do it. Fully built is more important. I'm more interested in that anyway. I am. But it's good to know. And so the whole bottom is brass, but it's fairly thin. It's really this foot right here, which is a separate piece. So this is fairly thin. That's really thick. But for now, set that over there. Because we have this. So before we do this, I actually kind of want to check out what it looks like with caps on it before I put it all back together. The mods, at least, because I want to see if they're all straight, because these are vintage blacks. Any idea what caps you guys are going to end up wanting to see on this? I have signal out, which probably wouldn't look too bad. Here, I'll just set this here for right now. It won't be perfect, but you know, that wouldn't be bad. Yeah, I don't have that. I wouldn't get it anyway. Black on black, or white on black. That's not GMK, that's Alps even. I have monochrome, although I'll have to pull it off of another board. Black on white. That black on white is ePVT though. ePVT black on black. You know what I think would actually look good on this? Do I have a stepped caps lock for it? You know what would look good on this? I think would be DSA Galaxy class, kind of. I don't know. What do you guys think? DSA Groove, I'm sure you guys all want to see that. Dev TTY. I think carbon would look great on it, but I don't have the extension mods for carbons, so I can't do wind keyless. If you guys don't make a choice, then I'm gonna put signal on here. I'll give you guys, like, 10 or 15 seconds to think it over while I look for the screws that go in this to fix the plate. I do not see. I see them. Yay! Galaxy. That's kind of what I thought, honestly. Like, this gray color is probably gonna look amazing with it. Wait. So if I do Galaxy, these mods right here are gonna be blanks, and they're gonna be the pink ones because I don't have that kit either. But I did buy blanks and a blank spacebar. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm wondering. Do I have the step caps? We shall see. How about we look? No step caps? No stepped caps. Dang. Oh well. Then let's go with something else. I need more sets, man. Okay, abort. So, signal, black on black, monochrome. The black on black is EPPT. GMK, white on black. Black on white, which is EPPT. Dev TTY. Like I said, my carbon doesn't support this for sure. Carbon, I think, would look good on it. Man, Galaxy Class would probably be like the best looking thing on this board ever. I need somebody with a Win key version to want me to rebuild it so I can do that. Who doesn't want stepped caps? What do you guys think? I actually kind of think this signal would look good on it. Would look okay on it, at least. Of the sets that I have. It's gonna be signal if no one says anything, or white on black maybe? No, signal. If nobody says anything. Yeah, I know. I don't either. No Galaxy Class, so life's meaningless. I know, right? My Galaxy Class is on a board, and it's beautiful, and I love it, but if we're not gonna have anything, then I'm gonna do this so I can at least see the mods. White gets dirty easily. Yes, it does. But you know what? That's all right. Okay, I'm doing signal, guys. I'm gonna pull this top off. Pull its top off. Signal it is, boys and girls. Especially since I already have it out and I was using it to fit, right? Okay, Spider-Man. Stepped caps. I even have a stepped windowed caps for this set. Got all them keycaps. We might as well just put them all on right now, yeah? So we can see. Oh, look. Backspace might be a tiny bit crooked. It's hard to tell. No, it's not backspace, it's pipe. Pipe and then caps. So caps needs to go that way. Pipe, not very much. This is why vintage blacks, as nice as they are, not perfect, boys and girls. Don't do it. Get retooled. Make your life easy if you're soldering this stuff yourself. That's my opinion. I wonder if that was too much. No, that looks good. Backspace could move just a tiny little bit. Though it's got stabs, so it's only going to move so much. Looks a lot better. Pipe could still be better. Yep, that looks pretty good. And then, what are we saying? Caps just a tiny little bit. Caps really isn't that bad, but well, this is as good as caps is gonna get. It's pretty good, actually. Actually, I'm surprised. These look pretty good, pretty straight, honestly. Okay, we're gonna put this in, and we're gonna throw it on. I can be done with this, I think. Oh, not quite. We can't. There's one more thing we gotta do. Just want to wipe off the fingerprints on this top side of this the best I can. You know, because it's brass and it's pretty. Okay, it's about as good as it's gonna get. Just want you to know when they made this, they used the wrong kind of screw. If you look at it, that should be like a cap screw so that it falls straight down. I mean, these are the screws. There are some other screws in here. Oh. They're not cap screws, but they are proper. Glad I looked. I was like, this isn't right. Well, I've seen a lot of boards that use this. That Duck Unicorn, whoever built that up, the Eagle actually was worse. Somebody used screws like this where I was just like, what? I don't know that there's enough of these in there. Are there 8? Yeah, it looks like there are. Barely magnetic. Man, that's disappointing. So this playlist is okay, I guess. I've been listening to it. It's weird. I'm excited to get this board done. Doesn't really slide much back and forth side to side. Okay, signal actually looks good on this. wipe the bottom of this guy off. Put it on the right way. So, what kind of boards do you guys want to see me build sometime? Because I do get requests from people pretty frequently for different kinds of things. Like what boards haven't you guys seen people build much of that you want to see more of? Pure gold, yeah. Hey, Tantrum, thanks for following, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, I wish that I could do that too, but I don't think anybody's gonna send me a board made out of pure gold. I think that they would be silly if they did. I mean, I would appreciate it. Solid gold, man. Gold is actually like quite a bit heavier than brass. Like, it's not twice as much, but it's a lot heavier. I mean, but if you're gonna go crazy like that, why don't you just build one out of like pure palladium? I am telling you that if it being the heaviest board possible is the thing that you're going after, that is not the same. Screw. That's weird. If heaviest possible is the thing you're going after, gold would be a great choice. It's quite heavy. There's a couple other things that are heavier I looked up, but they're yet even more expensive than gold. Yeah, I don't remember what the exact weights are. You can look it up, but I don't know. I'm gonna say it was like 1.6 or 1.7 times as much weight. Might not be quite that much, but I might not be thinking of brass's real weight. But I know it's a lot heavier than brass either way. These are microfiber cloths, by the way, that I'm using, FYI. You know what time it is? It's time for bump-ons. That's what I should have put on here. Let's see. So these bump-ons don't seem... So, one, there's no space for front-ons. Two, I guess they do protrude out above it, but just don't seem like the best bump-ons that could be for this. I actually feel like I have some bump-ons that would be better because they're cylindrical instead of rounded. whatever. Feels nice. Alright, I'm gonna finish putting these caps on. I'm gonna take it over to the other station. Also, I put A on the wrong row apparently, somehow. Real silly, but I did it. Yeah, these are getting packed back up with this stuff. I hope that someone can afford a keyboard out of gold and they actually have it made. That'd be awesome. Would love to build it for them. I would not own it because I could not afford it. Man, that'd be so much. I don't even know what 5 pounds, 6 pounds of gold is worth. What's up, Eco? Have you seen my board? I think you've seen pictures, right? Okay. Yeah, the problem with those is finding keycaps. Although they've somebody sold like 5 of them recently. Yarp. Oof. Diamond. Diamond and platinum. Good tastes. Good tastes. You're gonna go big, right? Might as well go all the way. That's okay. I'll build any of those. If, you know, it's someone else's board. Someone who can afford to buy that thing. And they can give it to me if they want. I'd totally take it. I'm sure you guys know that, though. I don't know. I think that the community trusts me to not walk off of somebody's boards, but like I don't think anyone should trust anyone out there that much. Like, although I have had people like, how do I know that I can trust you? One of the people is one of the some of the boards that I built recently. And I was like, well, we've done business together on Mech Market before. But also, some of these things in my portfolio are customer boards, so I guess you can contact those people or reach out on the post for services or ask, I don't know. Word of mouth, I think, is how people trust. Once I'm done with these keycaps, I will move it over to the other camera so you guys can see it better. Get these on here. That looks pretty good. All right, we will move over. I shall return briefly. All right. I'm hoping that you guys really like this. You guys like the way this looks. I think it looks pretty good. Let's take a look at this for a second. Yeah, hold on. I don't know, it's kind of interesting. Yeah, I don't like I'm not a fan at all of the big single foot on the back. Like, at all. However, I mean, I think that's a lot of people's biggest gripe with it, and otherwise it seems like a pretty freaking nice board. So why don't we get a little typing test going? Maybe. And we will maybe. Why don't we... hold on one second, guys. Sorry. Transform. Alright, we're gonna have to edit that stuff. Sorry. Well, that's not what I wanted. Here we go. Man, okay. Okay, OBS. I don't know why it messed it up in the first place. However, we're gonna fit it. We're gonna shrink it. Bring it way up here in the corner. Alright, that's the best we're gonna get. Anyway, I don't know. Hey Nathan, what's up, man? I don't know what we're gonna get. Like I said, my as of late, ever since I got back from vacation, my typing speed has been super low. So I guess we'll see. Yeah, redo. As Nathan would say, since he's here, right? Redo, redo, redo. Redo, redo, redo. All right. Wow. Yeah, totally redo. I'm not gonna redo though. My I don't know, like ever since I got back I'm like pretty much like 65 at work pretty much when I'll drop one in, and I don't know what to tell you guys. I don't want to redo. I mean, I'll do another if you want, but I'm just feeling like I'm all over the place. All right, we'll do one more. We'll do one more. We will make this visible. Let's see what we get. I'll try it. F it. Ah, okay. Well, how about we stop that then? And I'll bring the mic down here, like 7 to 9 inches away from the keyboard. How about that? Okay. Ready. Yeah, we're redoing that for sure. Wow. Yeah, that's terrible. Okay. Oh my God. Yeah, guys, what am I doing? What am I doing with my life? What am I actually doing? This is terrible. Terrible. Dude, yeah. I'm just bad. Just a baddie right now. Just a baddie. Anyway. All right, guys. I don't know if you guys have any questions about anything else that's coming up, or want to know any of the tools or anything, but feel free to ask. Otherwise I think I'm gonna pack it up. Thanks for following. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subbing. Thanks for all the things that everyone's done. Thanks for bits. Seriously, I do very, very much appreciate all of it. Thanks for the stream. Yeah, man, absolutely. You guys are always welcome to come watch. Hopefully everybody gets some kind of value out of it, and hopefully you get to see the cool boards that I'm building that other people are letting me build for them and paying me for, or my own boards. And hopefully you guys come back and watch again. All right. Thanks, guys. You all have a great night, and I will see you guys. Well, I will definitely see you guys next Wednesday, but not the following Wednesday. And it's possible that I will try to kick in a stream on Friday or something like that. No guarantees. I will, however, update the title, and I'll post it somewhere, probably in Heine's Discord and Top Clack. I'm sure there's plenty of other places I should be posting it that I'm not yet, but kind of still getting everything dialed. Take it easy. Bye.